Hello, Nigerians and people all over the world. This is Talk Your Own TV, and I am here with Zinred Zamani, an environmentalist. Please introduce yourself a little more. Let the people know what you do and who you are.
Hi and good afternoon. I am Zenred Zamani, an environmentalist and a tree planting crusader. I am somebody that is saddled with the responsibility of environmental protection and environmental sustainability. I work with the Zamani Environmental Foundation, which is saddled with the responsibility of raising awareness on the needs for the environment to be kept clean. I also work with the zamaniglobal-linkenvironment, which is saddled with the responsibility of developing framework for communities on the needs for them to be able to sustain their own environment. This and many more are some of the things that we do.
Okay, these and many more are some of the things that you do.
Yeah.
Please let me know, where do you want to start impacting what you have for Nigeria and for people all over the world? Where is your starting point?
By the grace of God, we hope to start from Jos City, Nigeria.
Okay, Jos Plateau State is where you want to start from.
Very well.
Northern Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay, we'll look forward to many more of your projects. When they come up, please let us know so that the people will have good updates on what you do.
Thank you very much.
Welcome once again.
I'm grateful.
Alright, this is Talk Your Own TV. Nice having an environmentalist with us, Zinred Zamani from Jos Plateau State, Nigeria, who has big dreams for the state and for the nation at large. What, according to you, is the biggest environmental threat today?
Actually, some of the biggest environmental threats today are the disappearance of our species as a result of loss in biodiversity. We've got the impact of global warming and climate change that is redefining the 21st century today. The issue of pollution in all its forms, the issue of deforestation and loss of our vital ecosystem services in the environment are some of the biggest environmental challenge that is facing the 21st century right now. And coming to Nigeria, we are still grappling with the issue of desertification that is affecting the north, encroaching our northern states at a rate of 5 kilometers per annum. From the north central and the southeastern part of the country, we are having the issue of soil erosion that is affecting soil quality and are giving us a very low agricultural yield. The issue of oil spillage in the south-south and also the issue of storm surges within the southwest axis that increases the number of climate refugees as a result of flooding within the southeastern part are some of the international and national environmental concerns that we are still grappling with in the 21st century.
Wow. I think we are being hit by a menace here.
Actually.
So tell us, how can it be overcome?
We must, as a matter of urgency, try to protect and conserve our environment. We must protect our pristine areas. We must indulge ourselves in massive afforestation and reforestation schemes and effort. We must, as a matter of urgency, also raise awareness and sensitization on the need for the environment to be sustained for the sake of the generation next. This and many more, I believe will go a long way in protecting our environment and sustaining the environment.
Okay. You are in Plateau State, Nigeria.
Actually.
Pertaining what you have just talked about, tell us how it relates to Plateau State in particular.
Okay. Actually, I reside in Jos.
Okay.
And based on my little knowledge of the environmental activity within Jos, we are having a very strong issue of municipal solid waste management. And when I am talking about the municipal solid waste, I am talking about the household waste that is indiscriminately disposed and the improper disposition of waste. The illegal dumping of waste within our waterways are some of the environmental challenges that is bedeviling Plateau State. I believe because the issue of waste, clean and sustainable environment have got a very, very strong correlation with public health. So if we can manage our waste in a proper and an efficient manner, I believe that Plateau State will have a very healthy population. Secondly, the issue of Jos becoming an urban heat island as a result of the enormous heat that is being produced from our household, the limited number of factories, and the increase in car ownership is making Jos to be relatively warmer, drier, and hotter compared to the outlying areas of Jos. Thirdly, last week, my team and I were opportune to indulge ourselves in floodplain assessment because we heard that there was an issue of flood that occurred at a part within another part of Jos towards Tudunwada that actually destroyed properties and claimed the life of a little young girl. So these are some of the issues, these are some of the challenges that Jos is presently facing as a result of unsustainable use of our resources within the environment.
How can we solve this problem? We have a challenge at hand where people are losing their lives, people are losing their loved ones, people are losing properties that they have invested so much in. How can this be resolved?
Actually, we've got certain strategies that I believe if we can indulge ourselves or key into those strategies, we will go a long way in making sure that the environment is protected. Lives and properties are not lost. And one of them is the tree planting effort. Tree planting, afforestation and reforestation effort will go a long way when we plant trees within our floodplains, within our low-lying residential areas and areas that are close to the floodplains. I believe that it will have a very strong mitigative impact on the level of environmental hazards and disasters that are relatively bedeviling us within Plateau State.
So, from my knowledge about environment, there is what people call making a place a green city. Making a place a green city.
Well,
what is a green city?
Actually, the Sustainable Development Goal define green city as a city that uses the political and the social action in order to increase its environmental quality. And when we are talking about environmental quality, we are talking about at least three things. We are talking about the soil quality, talking about the air quality, and talking about the water quality. A green city is seen as a new community development plan within cities that tends to promote the green infrastructure. And when talking about the green infrastructure, I mean the green utility, the green services, and the green facilities. Talking about going further to subdivide these facilities, utilities, and services, that is where we will talk about the open areas, the green spaces, the green buildings, the green pedestrian, and the rest. These are some of the components of the green city. And I believe that the green city, being a new urban concept in urban planning, ought to be something that ought to be a plan that will help in sustaining our environment for the future.
Okay, let me just ask this. Do you think Plateau State is where it's supposed to be pertaining environment and making the state a green city? Do you think it is where it's supposed to be?
Actually, we've got the potential, but we've not properly harnessed our potential of making just Plateau to be a green city and possibly Plateau State to be a replica of the most environmentally friendly city. Talking about some of the potential of just becoming a green city, talking about the clement weather, we only have 3 locations in the whole of Nigeria that tend to have the type of weather that Jos have. That is the Obudu axis in Cross Rivers and possibly the Wadil Chapel in Taraba State. The Jos having a very beautiful clement weather is a very key potential because if you relate Jos weather to agriculture, Jos weather to tree planting, Jos weather to even afforestation efforts, there is no plant or shrub that will not grow up within the Jos metropolis because we've got a very beautiful soil. And talking about Jos becoming the hydrological center of northern Nigeria in the sense that each and every river within the northern part of the country takes its source from Jos City, mathematically and automatically makes Jos to be a naturally drain area. And despite the fact that Jos is the most urbanized part of Plateau State, it is not relatively the most populous when you put it on a national and a global scale. So these are some of the key performance indices that when you check, you know that Jos City have got the potential to become a green city. However, more need to be done when it comes to environmental sustainability within Jos Plateau State and Nigeria entirely.
Will you say that the government is doing enough to give importance to deal with these issues? Is the government supporting it? Do the government have plans for it? What is the government doing? From your own point of view, do you think the government is doing enough?
Relatively, I will say that the government is trying. However, more need to be done. Trying in the sense that we've got almost 24 laws in Nigeria that tends to indulge itself in environmental protection and sustainability. However, I know that there are certain states, like my state, have not yet domesticated all of these laws. But some of the things that we expect the government to do is to key into the Just Tree Planting project, to start seeing ways, because when we talk about a green city, we are talking about an urban model for the future. And when talking about, and one of the rules that we expect government to do is to possibly empower the environmental sector with funding and giving it an undue comparative advantage over every sector, because each and every sector is related upon the environment. The agricultural sector tends to be, you can only have a strong and a viable agricultural sector if you have a sustainable and a clean environment. So the government, we are calling and craving the indulgence of the government to please take this as a need, raise awareness among key stakeholders of the environmental sector, and possibly indulge yourself in what we call PPE, that is the private-public partnership on the needs for organizations and civil society organizations and communities to plant trees by possibly creating planning schemes for communities.
So you think the commoner can do something to help the environment?
Very, very well.
Okay.
Because I believe that the commoner is actually the first grassroots person that, if you talk of environmental sustainability, the commoner, most especially the youths, the women and the children, have got a role to play. As I said, and I will continue to say, Jos have got what it takes to become a green city. And the role of the commoner, if we've got almost more than, if Jos with the population of almost 1.2 million people can plant 1.2 million trees, I believe we will go far. We are setting a very good foundation for Jos to become a viable, livable, and a healthy city for each and every person to live in.
All right. In one sentence or in a statement, tell the audience what we should look forward to.
Okay. We should look forward to key into, I believe that ecosystem restoration is one of the things that ought to be done. It is our own self-responsibility to indulge ourselves in key environmental care initiative. Whatever it is that you think you will do that will make you to be environmentally conscious, that will make Jos to be a green city, we are craving the indulgence of each and every person, each and every viewer, and each and every listener of this program to please plant a tree, because tree planting is one of the most sustainable environmental program that I believe will have what it takes to caution the effect of global warming and climate change. Because a single tree have got the capacity to remove 150 kilograms of carbonated gases and other greenhouse gases out of the environment.
Where do we find the trees to plant?
Actually, the Zamani Environmental Foundation have got an environmental lab that tends to distribute trees. So if anybody that within Jos City that thinks he or she have got what it takes to plant a tree can actually contact the Zamani Environmental Foundation or the Zamaniglobal-linkenvironment. Take it up from there.
All right, thank you so much, Zinred Zamani. I believe that the people of Plateau State will take a step, the government will take a step, and we look forward to seeing you on a wider plane, on a wider platform that is Nigeria as a whole.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And it's a pleasure coming to your program. I'm very grateful.
Thank you so much.
My name is Zinred Zamani. Subscribe to Talk Your Own TV for more updates.